First off, I want you to say my name is Shannon Easton and what you are suffering from disability-wise.
My name is Shannon Easton and I have ADHD and dyslexia.
And you can say your name.
And I have osteochondritis, which is a genetic disorder.
I'm Charlotte Swift. I have a few disabilities, mainly mental rather than physical. I have an impediment in my knee, which means that I find it harder to walk than everyone else. I'm dyslexic and I have borderline personality disorder. I'm also on the autistic spectrum.
You're bipolar?
Kind of.
Disabilities.
I'm Kyle and I'm autistic.
Hello, could you start by saying your name and what's your disability?
My name is Darren John Tyson. I suffer from Asperger's spectrum disorder, also known as ASD. It is a part of the wide spectrum that no one knows anything really about. And if you actually look into it, a lot of people get misdiagnosed because of it. The other two are hypermobility, which means I have bendy joints. It's common in a lot of gymnastics, or gymnasts even. Gymnastics is actual like sport. And verbal dyspraxia, which is a speaking impediment. Have you ever been looked at differently for your disabilities?
Yes.
Is there a story or one particular incident you would like to share with us?
I think, not naming anything, no one I meant, when I was writing scripts in life for work, if I made wrong spellings, a lot of people with my dyslexia would point it out immediately and make quite a bit of fun of it and saying that universities would not take me if I spelled like that.
How does that make you feel?
Quite angry because, I mean, not just with them but with me because I can't do it.
Yeah.
And even if I try, I can't actually, my brain doesn't want to function in the way that will do it right, even if I try and teach myself. Yeah.
So it's more frustration.
Yeah.
How was it growing up classed as disabled?
It was really hard actually. From a young age, everyone knew there was something a bit wrong with me. It took quite a while for them to actually diagnose me with anything. It was very much, I go to someone would come to my mum and say, oh, she has this. And someone else would be like, no, I know she has this. And they'd test me for all of these things. And I'd be constantly thrown to pillar to post before I actually found out what I actually had and got help. I've only started getting help last year.
How was it growing up classed as disabled?
Well, originally I never actually knew I was autistic. I was treated differently, slightly, by people around. I even had people come up to me saying that they were made to be my friend because I was autistic. I was frequently bullied and I had several other issues, teaching assistants in class, etc, that kind of stuff.
How was it growing up classed as disabled?
I wasn't actually diagnosed until I was 13, and my head teacher actually kicked me out of school before my diagnosis went through. But at primary school people used to think I had ADHD, which was mainly just because I got picked on a lot and like singled out because of how it was different, but I used to snap at every chance because of it. Like, I remember this one person called Adam Greenwood, and to this day his name boils my blood. He used to always single me out on it because I couldn't focus on one thing, or because I couldn't talk to people. He used to just always peck at me, and then one day on the field, I can't even remember what he said. The only thing I remember doing is punching him in the back of the head, booting him in his back, and then jumping on him and punching him in his head repetitively. And that was me Asperger's. People took me a lot differently at high school because on my last year of primary I got diagnosed with hypermobility, which meant I had a laptop available to me at lessons, but I actually didn't end up using the laptop in any of the lessons because of the ridicule I'd faced for it. I was called Spazans, I was called Laptop Geek, etc, etc. There was actually this one time where too many people mentioned my laptop, so I ended up losing it in the class, roaming around my high school, swearing, effing and jeffing, and everyone just looked at me like I was some sort of monster, some sort of outcast, and it felt horrible. And because of my verbal dyspraxia, when I was a kid I was unable to speak, which meant I had to go to 2 schools for the first year of my life, and I had to go around in a circle with people younger than me, a good few years younger than me, who could already talk, and I used to have to clock out the words, the syllables in them, and I remember only being like 4 or 5, but I felt so dumb for being there. I felt so not normal. Did any of them assistance or any of the things that the schools actually put in place actually help?
In some cases, yeah, but in other cases it's lack of help. It was only really in primary school that I got, like, I even had like dinner lady constantly following me around to make sure I wasn't getting into any trouble or nobody was picking on me in that. And when it came to high school, the issues were still there, but I had a lot less help.
Yeah.
In the lessons where I needed it, I didn't have any teaching assistance whatsoever. But that was all because I was kept out of the loop and I was never actually told I was like.
Have you ever been singled out because of any of your disabilities?
Yes.
Is there, once again, a story or an example you care to share?
This is more in South Africa. When they found out I had ADHD, they made it like a label for me, and I was pulled out of a lot of lessons, made to do these stupid lessons which to this day did not help me, made it more difficult. And anytime I went anywhere, my ADHD would be brought up and commented on and even made fun of by headmaster.
How did that make you feel?
Well, at that time I just felt like I was, like, something's wrong with me, and that why can't I be like everyone else and be normal and not have to take medication to be, as everyone called, normal. To this day, it's like, I've always thought no one really knows me, they know medicated me, but at the same time I don't want them to know the non-medicated me. So a lot of time I just feel like no one actually knows me.
How did people treat you differently because of it?
They took advantage, they treated me as, they spoke to me really stupidly, like as if I couldn't get something, and as if I didn't get it in that. I was bullied because my reactions were a lot more volatile than most other people's reactions were. I think I had issues in regards to my English skills. I was good with verbally, but when it came to actually physically writing it down, I was terrible. It affected a couple of other classes. It meant I was also a lot more energetic at first. Then I became a lot more moody when it came to my teens. When it came to high school, it meant that I was alright, but then when I ended up getting into trouble, I ended up hyperventilating, overreacting and stuff, which was the kind of thing that I've always had, with overreacting. Just general, yeah.
Speaking about that, how did you feel about having to take medication to set yourself normal?
I think because I don't remember the first time taking it. My parents thought, due to my brother, they wanted, when they heard I had ADHD and problems, they thought at least we can fix this one, just get on medication. And I think it was since I was 7, I was taking medication, and to this day I'm on my strongest dosage they would give me.
What's it like if you go a day without your medication?
It's like, you can't concentrate. I can't look at someone in the eyes and talk. I will be looking somewhere else. As you can see, I'm doing this just to concentrate on something else. If I have a project, I will do like something there, then stop, then do something else there, and then stop, and then go there, and then go back to that one. It's as if my mind won't stop, as well as like conversations are very hard for me. I will stop and change topics in a sentence, and everyone's quite confused and end up like leaving me out.
How does that make you feel?
Because I can't help it, as much as I try. I just feel like I get singled out quickly, and makes me just feel quite lonely at times.
Has it changed in the last few years compared to childhood? Is it like a more relaxed place at college?
Definitely. And even before college, I was at sixth form. Things were a lot differently. Quite a lot of the idiots had moved on to the lives of college and other places and work. It just meant that there was less people to get in my way. Then I went and did NCS, which, do you know what NCS is? National Citizen Service.
Oh, right.
That thing that's massively advertised around places. Yeah. That gave me more social awareness. That made me more socially aware. That made me a little less standout-ish. Made me a lot more calm. Helped me with my whole autistic side of things and knowing how to control it and when not to. When not to. And then when it came to college, which I've only really been here half a year, nearly full college year. But
have you already noticed a big difference?
I've noticed a big difference. There's a lot more people like me, I'll give it that. In terms of attitude.
This block is full of people who are just, I think the people who are just playing weird tend to blend in well with like those kind of people because...
Yeah. Wouldn't that mean everyone? Because everyone's weird, really.
But you know what I mean, you go to college, yeah.
My class is actually a lot more like me, and despite being autistic, it's not that I can hide it a bit more, it's that because I'm autistic yet I have a similar mindset to the rest of the people around me.
You feel more comfortable?
I'm more accepted, I'm more comfortable. Still a couple of people who like to have a joke though, because of the hard to get I've developed through high school and through other means. I can just ignore them, even carry on a joke between them, even dissolve the situation before it starts.
Thanks for talking to us today.
Not a problem, thanks for having me.
Hope it gets better.
Yeah.
Cheers. Find that. Do you think people are more accepting now in the past couple of years than they was for, let's say, your childhood?
Yes, much more, because in my childhood everyone kind of just classed ADHD as you're naughty and you don't want to do your work or you don't really focus, where now that they know more about it, there's more understanding towards about the whole condition, I think.
Thank you for your time and your questions.
Yeah.
Do you think college is a better environment over high school and primary school?
Definitely over high school. I feel like it's very more independent. In high school it was very much in your face, like they were very like, I'd get times where teachers would blame me and say I was making it all up. I'd have times where teachers would say, yeah, I understand, and I'll not scream in your face because I know you'll react differently than most students, but then they won't. And they make you feel like, oh, well, we had this conversation, I thought you finally understood, but the next day you've just like completely disregarded it and been like, no, actually, I'm not, you can piss off, I'm not gonna help you out. And then there's times where the students are horrible to you because they can see you're obviously getting that little bit extra help, and then they call you, oh, favourite, oh look, there's the favourite, like, oh, always getting into trouble, your attendance is low, you're not getting kicked out, why you're not getting kicked out, all this lot, like reminding me day in, day out of everything that's going on. And college is a lot more private. Like, I feel like instead of you go into high school, one tiny little thing happens, well, with me anyway,
it gets spread like wildfire.
Everyone would be talking about it, and it's like they were obsessed with, well, not with me, but with what I did and what they could pick on next, and what they could like say was wrong and what they could say was right, and what, like, you know, I'd go in and it was even the bits down to my fringe. You know, oh, your fringe is a couple centimetres too far away from your eyebrows, you know, this is too that, and it's like, can you like maybe get on with your own lives instead of talking to me about mine? Because I know that this is going on, you know, high school is very like your life, but college is more like a place you can go, calm down, forget everything that's going on outside of the walls, get in with your work. That I love films, and I love everything to do with the process of making films, so I can throw myself into this atmosphere. I can try and act happier and more chipper, yeah, and chirpier, yeah, act more chirpier, and try and make others who are here as well feel better about themselves too. So yeah, I do like it here a lot more than high school and primary school.
Thanks for answering the questions. You've been a big help.
I'm glad I could help, I really am.